And this is the main display of the Exchange Hub. So we have this sort of introductory text which explains what the Hub is and what it does. There are a series of frequently asked questions which people can consult to get some quick information about why they might have access and what they can do. There is this feed of the Twitter account of CIVITAS, so that if you're not looking at Twitter very frequently, but you have Twitter and you're not looking at the website, you can quickly see something that's an update from CIVITAS and then share it on a variety of social networks on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. So I could then very quickly share this information on the CIVITAS training through my own Twitter account. It's also very clear how you can get to a workspace that you're a member of. You can get to it from the bar at the top here, from this panel at the side, and also there is a link to the site map which will also show all the spaces of which you're a member. So this is the home of the site, and this is one of the spaces, and then it shows all the different sections within that space. So now we're in the dissemination liaison group space, which we have set up for work package 5's work on the hub. And here you see there is again some introductory text explaining what the space is and who's in it, and what the different content sections are. We have this list of members and their email addresses, telephone numbers, and which CIVITAS project they're working in. You can also see all the members of the space through this members view. Also, on all the different content sections, we've added these little pop-ups which people can mouse over, which explain again what these sections can be used for, just very briefly to give people a quick help to know what these different sections do. On first logging into the hub, when you have a user account, we would encourage you to edit your profile, which you can do from this menu up in the top. So you would go to user info. You can add a photo of yourself here, as this is just an ICLEI, general ICLEI account. I'm just adding the ICLEI logo, and then I've prepared some text to add just to show you how this functions. And now if anyone views this profile through this dashboard view, they will see this information. So I'll now return to the main space. So firstly, since certainly a main function of the space for us will be keeping files which will be in general use by all the space members, I will show you the file section first. You can reach that by clicking on this file tab at the top. And here you see that files are nested like this, so you have a general file section, and then by different purposes files are organized. So I'll go into communication strategy, and I'll just show you how files can be added to the hub. You have these little options here. The file toggle is to add a new, so this folder toggle is to add a new folder. The plus toggle is to add a new file. So clicking on this plus brings up this display where you can upload new files. So I have prepared a few files to add. So DLG documents from an imaginary DLG meeting. and I can select all of them, and they can be uploaded simultaneously. So you select files from your file browser and start the upload, and then click Next. The names of the files are just taken from the file name that they originally had, so it's best to relabel them so you don't have this file extension. And then click Process. And here they are all saved in this DLG meetings folder. And they can be downloaded by clicking on this little arrow here. And as you see, just a blank document to illustrate how it works. You can also then, if a file has been put in the wrong folder or is not necessary to put on the Exchange Hub, you can also delete them. Say if we don't want this DLG timeline yet on the hub yet, maybe it's not complete. You click on this little pencil icon and just click Delete. Not with "Are you sure?" We are sure. We want to delete. And then it's no longer in our filing system. Of course, it can be the case that if you have a number of nested files like this, you would have to hunt down quite a bit to try and find the file you want. However, we do have a filter system where you can just enter the part of the name of a file that you want to find. So say we want to find the satellite logos in the JPEG format, which I've uploaded previously. Just type in logo, and here they all are displayed for anyone who wants to download them. So next I'll take you through the other functions that we have here, this discussion function, this calendar function that we have called news and scheduling promotion for our purposes, and this tasks function. And we're going to use an imaginary scenario where there is a conference on mobility management in Paris, and we're seeing if CIVITAS can have a role within the conference. So on these sections, whenever you want to create something, you go down to this Create button here, Create Discussion Post. Now, I've prepared something ahead of time. Okay. So, conference mobility management, and let's say I was sent this by a colleague in a different project, and I want to know if CIVITAS can be represented by anyone within the DLG. And I can also attach the event agenda. I can also add notifications so that colleagues will receive the notification that this has been posted on the Exchange Hub by email. I can do this either by typing in the full name of the group, so that will add that will send a notification to every single member in this group, or I can do it just by sending a notification to an individual member. In this case, I'll just send one to myself. And when you've set the notifications and you've checked that all the correct information, you just click Save. And then this shows you the discussion, the screen for the discussion. And here I have the notification in my inbox. So I see the text of the discussion as it stands, and I can then click to view the original discussion post. And now I can just reply and say, yes, I would be able to attend. And perhaps I want to add a notification to ICLA user so they can see that I have responded. And so replies can be added to the original opening post, and they can also be added to other replies so that you create these sort of threads similar, I suppose, to the discussion abilities of on Facebook when you post a status. So now we've established that someone can make it to this conference on mobility management, and so now we'll add the event to the calendar. I'll add the event from the ICLA user account. So, Mobility Management Conference, conference description, and then, as I say, I don't have to upload the agenda again. I can just go to My Files, which shows you files that I have uploaded previously. Click on the agenda, and that adds it automatically. I can also add an address, which will show up as a Google Maps, a Google Map screen here on the left once the event has been posted. I'll just put in the date. Say it's the 14th of September, and I'll add myself in again to receive a notification. And click Save. Now you see you have the title, the event description, any attachments, and here you can see the location in Paris where this event is taking place. So I have now received a notification about this conference, and I will view this original event, through my account, through Lewis McDonald's account on the Exchange Hub. What you can also do is add the event to a calendar, and it has different options here, depending on your email client, so with Outlook, Google, Yahoo or Hotmail. And once you click on that, it will bring up a Google Calendar screen, and you can add the event as normal. So what if we need to prepare something before we take part in this event? We can go to the Tasks section and create a new task. So say that now we want to see if CIVITAS can have some involvement in the event. So we want to contact the organizers of the conference. That will be assigned to Lewis, to myself. Here is some text on what needs to be done. And you can also link then, say this text on the conference, to the event description that we already inserted earlier. So no need to upload the agenda again. No need to go to the event website necessarily. And then also, if a task has been assigned to someone, you don't necessarily need to add a notification. It will send a notification automatically. And then click Save. So it has now sent notifications to myself as I have been assigned the task, and it's also sending notifications to this to the ICLA user, since they're the one who posted the task in the first place. So now again, from the notification in my email account, I can view the original task. And now I can respond, say I already contacted them, and we can have a stand and a short presentation during the program. If I save that. Again, it sends a notification of this. Here you see it. So I'll just refresh this. And then that's fine, so we can now close the task. And so, yeah, these are all the options that you have to set the priority of a task, to set its status, to set who it's assigned to, and so forth. Now when you go back to the tasks view, you'll be able to imagine if there were many more tasks assigned to many more people with different levels of priority and status, you can then click on these section headings and it will sort tasks and you can get a better overview depending on what you want to view tasks by. Also, with any content you create, you can also edit it through this pencil button. So, say if I want to also mention in the event description, it takes place in Paris on 14th of September. You can also opt not to send notifications if it's just an update to the text of the event. And there you see this has been saved, this change. There's also the option as well to delete these kinds of content, this kind of content as well. Also, with these other options in the personal menu, you can go to Activity and you will see everything that you as a user have contributed recently. You can also filter this by which space, if you remember multiple spaces, in which section. Additionally, if you view your own dashboard, you can see which discussions you're currently taking part in, and if I was to go back to this task, which is still assigned to me, and set it as open, then if I refresh this view, I can then see again that this is a task that is still pending completion and has been assigned to me. And then once you've finished using the hub, once you've added tasks, taken part in discussions, added events and so forth,